All right, so good morning. My name is Brad. I'm the owner operator of Florida Inside and Out Inspections. As you know, we do residential home inspections for real estate transactions, whether it be pre-listing or pre-purchase. We also offer your wind mitigations, 4 points, and any type of roof certification. And even if there's any type of mold that we see, we can test those to see if there is any type of positive mold spores in the home. Just going to give a quick introduction to who I am and what I do and what makes me a little bit different. Whenever I do these things, I usually find that most people in the room already have a home inspector that they utilize. But I just want to point out.
I did. I did before I met you.
Exactly.
Then we gave you a chance.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
Okay. So then it was a win. So I was like, all right. Cool.
And that's how it usually goes, because it boils down to an actual value package, and this is what kind of sets me apart from a lot of home inspectors, because we all carry a camera and a tape measure, and we're going to put a nice report together. But what I offer that's different from most home inspectors, other than those pictures, is an actual, again, a valued package. So just a little bit about me and my background. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I've been here about 12 years. Before starting this business, I was a underwriter for homeowners insurance. So with that being said, that's one thing that kind of sets me apart from a lot of inspectors, because I have that inside knowledge of the insurance industry that most inspectors just don't have, or just don't know, or carry or care to have. So that's a little bit one thing that kind of sets me apart from other inspectors, that actual aspect. Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You work for an insurance carrier?
Yes.
Do you have inside man there that we can get quotes from?
Yes, some of these people, yes, I do.
Okay.
I do have a lot of connections with insurance carriers and insurance agents that can actually provide direct quotes or several quotes for actual different carriers that they will carry. Yes.
So a question. So when you're going through an inspection as a home inspector now, you also have your insurance underwriter.
Yes.
Guys. So sometimes there are things that you will see as an inspector, and you say, okay, guys, this might be, like, I'll note this on the inspection,
right,
but it might be an issue with some insurance.
Right. It would look a little bit different on the insurance side with the 4 points or the wind mitigation. So exactly. So you have whenever I do a home inspection or for a real estate transaction, I include all three. Again, a complete package of value. Because what's the use of having your home inspection to make a decision if you want to buy it? But once you do buy the home, you still need these other two inspections, to get the insurance.
What do you mean you include all three?
They are so when you schedule with us for any type of real estate inspection, you're going to get your comprehensive home inspection. For
that's the big one that everyone sees.
Right.
Price reduction.
Right. That's for your negotiations to actually make a sound decision if this is going to be the house for you or for your client. So this is going to help you make that, or give you a better picture to make a better decision on if this is the house. That's comprehensive.
Okay.
So the other two are going to be for your insurance purposes. The wind mitigation is strictly for the buyer. It's going to give them discounts on the insurance. And the 4 point is strictly for the insurance carrier. It's going to tell a tale to the actual insurance company and say, hey, this is the property at hand. This is what they have. Does it match your criteria to actually be an insurable product for you? So the 4 point is for the insurance companies. Wind mitigation is for the actual buyer themselves.
Now when you say they come included, so that's just one price there?
Yeah, one price, all comes together. So
when you send out, when we ask for a bid, right? Okay, and it comes in, then we don't have to say, okay, well,
you need a wind mid and a 4 point. It's automatically included. So we do the 4 points with any homes that are 15 years and older, which are most homes in South Florida. We do have a select few that are newer, but most homes are 15 years and older, so that's going to automatically be included. And the wind mitigation is also automatically included into the pricing. So pricing starts for anywhere in Broward of any properties, 1,500 single family homes, 1,500 square feet and under, they start at $400. So, and then it just goes up from there for an actual square footage and anything like that.
Do you go into Dade any?
Yes, I do go to Dade as well as Palm Beach. Those start at only $450, so it's only $50 extra to go into those extra counties, and then it's just based off of the additional square footage if there's any type of difference.
Now the 4-point, what is, so we hear 4-point as agents.
Yes.
The 4-point, are you recovering 4 points? What's included, what's being covered in the 4-point?
Okay.
For the inspection, I'm sorry, for the insurance.
So for the insurance aspect of it, they want to look at, for any homes 25 years or sometimes 20 years or older, these particular 4 points, which are going to be your roof, your HVAC system, your electrical, and your plumbing. So they want to look, because these again are risk that they're taking on, or the when something breaks down or malfunctions in the home, it will be to these, usually attributed to these 4 points of the home: the roof, the HVAC, the plumbing, or the electrical. So they want, if the home is over 20 or to 25 years old, they want to see if there's been any type of updates to those particular 4 points. If there's been updates, then most of the time the homes will qualify. Even if there haven't been updates, they will look at other different avenues to see will it qualify. So for one example, a water heater. A lot of times the insurance companies want the water heaters to be 15 years or older or younger. And if they are over that age, they may ask for it to be replaced. However, if this same 15-year-old water heater is located inside of a garage or maybe an outside shed, then they may accept that same 15-year-old water heater and not ask for anything.
Why? Is it because if it leaks, something, it's not going to mess up the house?
The likelihood of the risk of them paying out is lessened due to the location.
So in your 4-point, you're telling them where the water
where it's located, if it's interior closet, if it's exterior, and they can now better make a decision if this property meets their guidelines.
What if it's in the garage? Does it matter?
It does. Garage, they like for it to be that step down from the property. A lot of times when you step into a garage, you'll have a step down of at least 24 to 36 inches. They want that step down. Now, if it's on the same level, then it can sometimes be considered as inside the property, because you're right next to the wall. If it does leak or something does compromise, then it could cause an actual, more damage. The likelihood of it causing, higher damage is greater. So if it's below that step down, the water is not likely to rise from that high, and it'll rush out to the street, to the outside. But then the contents in your garage plays a part. So now let's say you have the same unit in a garage that's filled with personal items. So now that's another,
Now, are you reporting that it has personal items in the garage?
No.
So
that's on them. That's just my underwriting.
So that's where you're coming through, and you're
right.
thinking,
Well, I'm thinking like saying, hey, like I could give you that inside knowledge, saying, hey, this is here, it's this age. If the insurance company pushes back, don't be surprised, don't be alarmed. So you can give people tend to react when they have an expectation, if they know what could possibly happen. If it comes totally out of left field, then it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But if they're better prepared with personal actions.
Stop for me.
What happened?
Nothing. You don't do anything.
Okay. All right.
Is the light blinking on the side there? So just walk. Okay. You do this for a living, man. I know you do. You trying to downplay it.
Oh my goodness.
What's the Charles?
Hey, there you are, sir.
All right. Cool.
That guy, that Richie, is the guy.
All right.
He's the guy. He Richie.
All right. So. So we'll continue. All right. So we're.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So is there something? So as an agent.
Yeah.
What are the biggest things that is there something that you're seeing that we could better, because let's talk about for the buyer side first.
Okay.
Is there something that we should be letting our clients know ahead of time, even before the home inspection process, or even after getting the report? Is there something that we should be looking at when you send us those reports? Is there something that we should be looking at closer than anything else? Should we be going through the whole thing? Because the reality is most agents don't know what to look for.
Right.
And they'll say, for instance, because our clients are going to look at a home inspection, the comprehensive report, and say water faucet $100 and da 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 da.
Right.
They're going down to be like, there's $5,000 in repairs here, or
right.
estimated repairs. Let's ask for a $5,000 reduction.
Right.
But maybe not talk about the reduction part, but it's something that we as agents should be looking for.
Right.
When we're talking to our clients.
Great question. So when you get your reports back, what you want to look at the dollar amounts, of course, to see if what's going to help you guys in negotiation. But what you want to look at is the actual areas of concern I've pointed out, and you want to try to scale them on safety. And that's what I do for the actual home buyer. Because
you say areas of concern. How are we going to be able to tell what you note as an area of concern?
Anything that's listed there is an area of concern. So let's, like you've seen my reports, when they come out, we're going to say we have 100 items that have been inspected. 17 items need maintenance. There may be 3 that are, I won't say severe, that really need some attention at this point. So even though you have 17 maintenance items, that's an area of concern. It's maintenance, but with maintenance, is there a safety risk, or is there any type of potential of high dollar concern? So a roof is a big one. That's high dollar.
That's a big one for the buyer and for the insurance.
It's
right?
for everybody involved. The roof is a huge concern when it comes to buying a home, because it's one of the most expensive repairs, and the insurance companies know this, so they almost want a roof to be in pristine condition for it to be acceptable. The warranties for a lot of roof manufacturers may be 30 years, 40 years. But the insurance companies will say 20 years, 25 years. So there's a disconnect right there. Because as a buyer, you're saying, hey, I got 40 years on this thing. I have 40 years on this thing. But as the insurance company, again, they're taking on the risk. They've done the analysis saying that, hey, after 18 years, this roof is really deteriorating. It could be replaced at any point. So they may have a guideline of only 20 years. So now they want to have someone like myself, an inspector, to certify that they have at least 3 to 5 years more. Even though the guidelines may say 20 years, if I'm certifying that there's no leaks, it's dry at the time, the 5 years, then that could possibly make that 20-year roof insurable.
That's the remaining life that they're asking
right,
for.
Right. I add that into the comprehensive as well as the 4-point. It acts on the 4-point. So it should always match on that. Now, what will sometimes not match on the 4-point when it comes to a roof is condition. And it's tricky. Because when you're buying a home, the condition, you want to point out, like, hey, there's some deterioration, there's some granular loss, and there have been some patching, but the roof is still in good condition. So you don't want to deter your client from purchasing because of these issues, because this is a 20-year-old roof. It's just to be expected. It's not going to be in perfect condition. You have to weigh that in your buying process. Now, with a insurance company, those same descriptions is like, we don't want it.
So to them, it's a red flag.
It's a flag. So that same description, we don't want it. So you have to put it into your comprehensive to let your buyer know, or whomever, what they're getting into. But when it comes to a 4-point, that same roof will read as satisfactory condition, because you don't want to not get insurance based off of what's called wear and tear. Insurance companies hate wear and tear, which, I'm gonna come back, which makes me a little bit different again, because with my inspections, I offer that 5-year roof leak protection that only covers wear and tear. So it kicks in for wear and tear when homeowners insurance are like, we don't want it for wear. We want a weather event to create some type of issue. Go ahead.
When do your warranties kick in?
As soon as the inspection's done, right.
Okay.
So the day that the inspection is done, the 5-year clock starts. You know, so
now I know that's for the wear and tear on the roof. What other? Because you said
I offer a couple of different warranties.
So this is part of the value.
Yeah, it's the
right?
value package, right?
So
that.
there, then I have enough. So what other warranties are you offering? And this is just when they get a home inspection with you. This is just part of it.
It's just part of it.
Like you got to pay $250
for this. No.
Does that also make a difference with the insurance company that they have?
No, it has no bearings on there. This is totally separate. It has nothing to do with their homeowner's insurance at all.
But can they say, well, I have a 5-year warranty on the roof?
If they like.
Okay, but it won't make a difference.
Right, no. So here's the thing. Because usually they won't overlap, because the insurances usually won't cover wear and tear, and this kicks in for wear and tear. You know, and if the roof leak was attributed to a weather event, then the homeowner's insurance would kick in for that, and this would not kick in because it was an actual weather event, whether it's rain, hurricane, or anything like that. So it actually have to be just that normal roof is 15, 20 years old, nail pops, leak come in, nothing. Yeah.
So besides the roof, what
other warranties that we have? So we have a couple of different warranties. Again, we have the 5-year roof leak protection, and the other ones they're more 90 days. Mm-hmm. So it's for 90 days for mold. So if there's any type of surface mold that comes up within the first 90 days after I've inspected, there was nothing there. You move in, you close, and you see surface mold, then there's an actual benefit for that up to $2,000 to have that surface mold cleaned.
Because mold remediation is very expensive.
Correct.
And you have companies for mold remediation?
I do work with a couple of different mold remediations. This type of program is basically, let's say, if you come in and there is some type of mold remediation, you can do a reimbursement, or if you come in and get a quote for the mold remediation, you can submit it and then have that benefit paid out to you. So it's just up. It just has to be, again, on the surface, like it has to come through. The only thing that I've found that I didn't like about this, and I'm so honest, I have to. I had a client to find mold behind the wall, and it didn't pick in because it wasn't surfaced. So I went and I fought. I was like, so you wanted my client to wait until it seep through, and it was like, unfortunately, it would have had to. So that's the only stipulation. Like if you do, and it's not a great stipulation. So, but I always tell, because I don't want any type of, because it's behind the wall, I would have never seen it anyways. Right. So that's another thing. So if it's behind the wall, I do use thermal imaging, moisture meters, things of that nature, but if we can't decipher it, we just can't see it. So that's one bad thing, but I'm working on that with that. Sewer lines is another warranty for 90 days. If there's any type of leaks in the sewer lines for the 90 days after the home inspection, it's an actual benefit for that. Mechanical devices, your water heater, your HVAC is a big one, but they do have to be 10 years or younger. So they can't be, 20 years old and leak and get coverage for it, So it has to be something not brand new, but at least in a good working condition of 10 years. And I think they'll go up to 11 years on those type of benefits. And also recall check. Recall check is I like it. It's for appliances. So when I'm in the home, we start off with usually the HVAC or the dishwasher, where we put in the serial number, and it runs a recall for this particular item each month from then on forever. Now once they start receiving the recalls, they could put in additional appliances. So whether they buy new air fryer, a new Ninja, or a complete kitchen set, they can enter this into the recall check, and every month they're going to run recalls on these serial numbers. So if there's ever a recall in their home, they get notified saying, hey, there's a recall on the Samsung dishwasher. You need component X23 here, enter your information, and they'll send it to you for free. So anything that it's ever a recall, and this is forever. So even if they move, go somewhere else, this program goes with them for as long as they want.
Is that the same as the home warranty, that thing that is on the contract?
Okay, so let's real quick, because I want to get you out of here.
Okay.
You got to go work today.
Right, because again, that's another thing. I do Saturdays and Sunday inspections, and like today, I have one scheduled, and we meet on if it has to. My wife tells me if you work on a Saturday, you have to be off on Sunday. If you're going to work on a Sunday, you have to give me a Saturday. So she lets me work one. So I keep her happy.
So really quick, one of the things that we're seeing a lot of, and I know I know you see more of it than we do because you're just in so many properties. Electrical panels.
Yes.
Right? We're having issues with electric. So what is it about? Okay, so when they say the insurance is hard or difficult because of that electrical panel, I know one of it could be because of the way the double tap breakers, but then there's also just some electrical panels that
itself.
Insurance companies don't like.
So let's say you could even go in, like you mentioned, what can you guys look for? Even when you're going through your showings and your listings, you can open up a panel. If you want to write this down, FPE stab lock panels.
FPE.
So it's called Federal Pacific Electric Panels. So FPE, stab lock. So if you see this, you can Google it. They all look the same. They have the logo is really prominent. If you see those, you could say in your mind, this may be an issue. This may be an issue, even at a showing, even at a walkthrough or anything. You could just say, hey, where's your electrical panel? You can open it up. If you see that, you know that that's going to be on the home inspection report as to have it changed out. At any home, even if your buyer says, hey, this is the one. This is the one we want. You can pull them to the side and right now say, this is the one you want. We're going to have to get this electrical panel changed.
Now, the electrical panel you're talking about, are we talking about one that's inside the house or the one that's outside?
If it has that, if it bears that name, inside or out, they don't want it. They don't want it.
And it's style,
it's STAB. Yeah. And the lock is LOK, I think. It's just LOK. Yeah, it's not LOCK. And so now I have seen where they have the main electrical panel outside stab lock, and they have updated the sub panel in the garage or the hallway. It's now a Simmons or it's GE. You could sometimes get away with that with insurance. Just depends on the underwriter that you get and the carrier that they're trying to place them with. That's why having multiple insurance agents with multiple insurance carriers is helpful. And again, I work with a lot of them, so I usually tell anyone that I'm doing a home inspection with, if you like a free home insurance quote, let me know. I'll have someone contact you. So it just gives them a free quote to, and again, that just goes to that value package that I attempt to bring versus other inspectors instead of just pictures and reports. And I don't mind sitting down and speaking with a client and having a one-on-one once the report is done. So like I said, a lot of agents may not know what you guys are experts in your field of selling, marketing, and getting, the products out there. I'm in the field of acknowledging actual defects, areas of concern, and being able to explain that in a clear, concise manner. And a lot of inspectors really don't care to explain it. Here's your report. Make your decision. Right. I was a home buyer myself. I was first time home. It was nerve wracking. Me and my wife, we went to the seminars, the first time home buyer seminars. Because we didn't know a lot.
Hold on, were you a home buyer after being in the insurance?
Yes.
After being in insurance, were you a home inspector yet?
No, I was taking the courses. Okay. So it was even worse. I was going to, because I was. I'm like, oh, no. So, to be honest, we were looking at, versus newer homes, older homes, what we can insure, because my wife is in insurance also. What we can insure,
Give me your contact.
Is it going to, well, she does commercial insurance. She does commercial, a lot of, account manager for commercial insurance. But it was nerve-wracking. And when we bought our house, we closed 10 days before Irma. Irma wasn't coming here, it was going to the West Coast. We closed 2 days later, oh, it's coming to you guys. So now I'm putting up shutters at the new house and the house I'm renting. Put those up, get them, the lights go off, the lights come back on, the AC goes out. So we ended up buying a house that was 15 years old. So everything was builder's grade, it was 15 years old. So we can't contribute to the power surges over just a 15-year-old unit. But had my inspector had any type of benefits the way that I have in place, I could have utilized that versus spending out $7,200 out of my pocket right after closing. So that's why I say, with my background, what my experience is, I try to create an actual value package for
So did your
both of you guys.
experience as a home buyer and that $7,200, did that impact what you said?
Yes,
before?
right now. Right now, this is why I make sure that I offer these type of warranties, because a $7,200 debt, right after 10 days, 12 days, we're going to say 15 days after the closing table. It's not
after those closing costs come
right,
out,
right,
like,
right. Because after that, the day after closing, the bank accounts look sick. They look sick. You've been working so hard to, they were looking good just 24 hours ago. But now all these wires have come out. Man, you're looking like, what are we gonna eat next week? What are we gonna eat? And then the hurricane comes, and the AC goes out. So with that being said, I try to make sure that when a person utilizes us, I keep all of that in mind. I look at I try to make sure I look at the AC filters to see if it's been serviced. I try to make sure we're looking at all of the electricals for double taps and how is there any scoring or scorching to see how, because a lot of these homes here in South Florida, they are older. We don't have a lot of new inventory, and the newer inventory it's a whole nother building code. So it's so much easier to run through those. You just have to make sure that it's correct. So a lot of the newer homes, they already come with the impact windows. They come with the straps on so it just depends. So that's what keeps us, or what sets me apart from most home inspectors.
For condos, do you also include the 4-point and the wind?
A lot of condos, insurance companies, they don't require an actual 4-point, but if they do, yes. But again, anything that whether they need it or not, I try to give it to them. So if I have, like with condos, we sometimes have to contact the association to get roof access. So if we get that roof access, we grant it. We include that into the 4-point is going to include the windows and doors regardless, even on a condo. So yes, if we have the roof access, then include the roof access for greater discounts on the insurance. And even with the 4-point, if they can provide us with the roof age is always good. And we'll try to get up there and get those pictures, because even though they're a condo, the buyer is not necessarily responsible for the roof. But if the roof is not in a good condition, you can now expect an assessment from that association that you may not have been prepared for within the next year, 2 years, 3 years. So now you're looking at your association fees going up because you have an assessment, and now you're like, oh my God, what is this? So again, I'm thinking of not just you guys as agents to help you close with actual commissions, but the homeowners, because things are going to come up, and you don't want to spend $7,200, or even just a huge assessment, for something when you're new home buyers, or even investment properties, whatever it may be. You're doing, buying a home is not just something you do every Tuesday.
So you would definitely say that. I'm sorry. You would definitely say that your approach is more humanistic.
Yes.
Because you had your own personal
Correct.
experiences that you literally are bringing that to the table.
Correct.
Letting that new potential home buyer know that, yeah, look out for this, look out for that. You need to check this, check that.
Right.
You're coming from a different set of eyes.
Right. I'm a business owner. I am. And I want to be profitable, but I like to sleep at night, and I want to make sure that we are providing a product that the big guys just overlook, and that's just what it is. It's that human approach. Everything is corporate, call this, call that, but you can call Brad.
Because Brad is corporate.
Brad is corporate.
You're not the boss, because the wife is the boss.
Yeah, that's it, but I'm corporate. You got it. So, and the last thing that I offer with these home inspections, I use bill fax. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. If you noticed it, it's where we pull the permits for the potential buyers. So we try to use bill fax is a program similar to Carfax. So if there's any type of permits that's been utilized on the property, this program will pull it. I include that into the report. So this way, it just, again, value package, complete package, sound decision, on the actual purchase.
That's any permit that the house had previous.
Yes.
Was already pulled.
Before I got here. Now, if there's just free information that's included into that same $400 cost. So if you're going to get the permits pulled, you're going to get the warranties, all 3 inspections, your wind mitigation 4-point comprehensive, everything that you need to make a sound decision. So our motto is Florida Inside and Out, more than just pictures, helping you close with confidence, and not just on the realtor side, but on the buyer side as well. Because you want to make sure that that's who's comfortable. That's you guys are going to give referrals, but that home buyer and their experience, that they're gonna call you again, they're gonna call me again. So, and that's what we want to do.
So real quick, any questions?
Okay. One more question before I know I got it kind of late, but the thing to look for as a realtor, I know you said that the electrical panel that was another big thing. What other things?
The roof.
Roof. I was about to
right.
say,
You want to look at your roofing. And one that even if you're in your walkthroughs, look at the plumbing. Open up the underneath the sink.